He stood at the altar, with a trembling heart and a smile carved out of lies, because the bride he was marrying today wasn't the woman he loved. No, she was sitting in another city, still wearing the ring he gave her, still believing they were each other's forever. And the worst part, this wasn't an accident. This was planned. He told the world he was marrying Stella. He told Julia to wait quietly, and now, Stella married someone else, and he didn't even know. 3 months before the fake wedding. Before the lie became too heavy to hold, Adam Reynolds was just another charming 28-year-old lawyer, with a sharp smile, a secret heart, and a habit of making deals he couldn't keep. He met Julia at a quiet cafe. She was everything he wasn't: gentle, grounded, painfully honest, the kind of girl who didn't believe in shortcuts or hiding things. And yet, she fell for a man who built entire walls out of silence. They got married in secret. No guests, no rings exchanged in front of family. Just 2 signatures, a courthouse clerk, and a kiss that promised forever. But forever had a timeline, and that timeline was interrupted by a phone call. The call came from his father. "Son, we've arranged a meeting with the Walkers. Their daughter Stella is perfect. This marriage could merge our firms. It's not just good, it's necessary." Adam's mouth went dry. He wanted to tell them, "I'm already married. I love Julia." But instead, he said, "All right, I'll meet her." That was lie 1 ***. Stella wasn't a villain. She was beautiful, brilliant, and smarter than half the boardroom sharks Adam worked with. She wasn't in love, but she played the part like a seasoned actress. Over wine and small talk, she leaned in one day and whispered, "Let's help each other. You need your father's approval. I need out of this family pressure. A fake engagement buys us both time, then we disappear." Adam agreed, and that was lie 2, but he never told Julia. Julia wasn't stupid. She noticed Adam's phone buzzing. At odd hours, he started missing dinner. He stopped calling her wife, stopped saying "I love you" with his eyes. One night, she confronted him. "Are you hiding something?" He smiled, lied, said work was stressful, kissed her forehead and tucked guilt under the pillow. That was lie 3 ***. As the fake wedding with Stella grew closer, so did the weight in Adam's chest. The invitations were printed, the venue was set, the public believed love was in the air. Julia, she thought he was traveling for business. Adam even went so far as to hire a planner to make it all look real: photographers, flowers, cake. He didn't realize Stella was planning something else. 2 ***. The night before the wedding, Adam couldn't sleep. He sat in his hotel room staring at the tuxedo he was supposed to wear, wondering how many lies a man could wear before they started bleeding through the fabric. He picked up his phone to call Julia, typed, "I need to tell you something." He never hit send. That was the biggest lie of them all. He arrived at the venue. Everything was perfect. Too perfect. He asked one of the planners, "Where's Stella?" The man gave him a confused look. "Sir, didn't you hear?" Adam blinked. "Hear what?" The man looked uncomfortable. "Stella got married this morning. A real wedding. To someone else." The room spun. Adam's stomach dropped. His voice cracked. "What?" Turns out, Stella never intended to go through with the fake marriage. She used the arrangement to buy time, just like she said. But instead of disappearing, she ran toward love, a real one. She'd fallen in love with a musician. They eloped that morning in a sunrise ceremony by the lake. No photographers, no press, just truth. Meanwhile, Adam stood in a room built on lies, surrounded by flowers that didn't smell like anything anymore. Julia found out through social media. A mutual friend posted something like, "So weird how Adam was supposed to marry someone today." Julia froze. She confronted him. "Who is Stella? What did you do?" He had no script left to read from. No lie could soften it now. He confessed everything. She cried. Not because he cheated, but because he didn't trust her with the truth. "I married a coward," she whispered. Julia didn't scream. She didn't break things. She didn't even slap him. That would have been easier. Instead, she quietly packed her things, her books, her favorite scarf, the tea mug she always used, and left behind the wedding photo only they had ever seen. She whispered one line before walking out the door. "You broke something in me that I didn't even know could break." And Adam, he didn't chase her, not because he didn't want to, but because guilt shackles better than steel. The Reynolds family was furious, not because their son lied, but because the business deal was ruined. Do you have any idea what this cost us? His father barked. Do you even care? Adam said nothing, because for once in his life, he did care, just not about the business. And it was too late. ***. 1 week later, a letter arrived. No sender's name, just a wax seal, Adam recognized, from the fake wedding invitations. It was from Stella. **Dear Adam, I'm sorry I didn't warn you. I met Daniel 3 months ago. He made me feel real in a way our charade never did. I hope you find you're real, too. And when you do, don't lie to her. Fight for her. The letter ended with, you were a good liar, but I think you want to be a better man. For the first time in days, Adam cried. ***. Meanwhile, Julia didn't post anything online. Don't cryptic quotes. No sad songs. No revenge. Glow-up just simply disappeared from his world, moved out of the city, took a job at a quiet publishing house, blocked his number, but she didn't block her memories. Every night, she still reached for the side of the bed where he used to lie, and every night her hand returned empty. Time doesn't heal everything, but it teaches you where the wound really is. Adam started therapy, stopped drinking, quit the family firm, started working pro bono, helping immigrants get their papers. Single moms fight eviction. It didn't fix the past, but it made his reflection slightly easier to look at. And every day, he wrote Julia a letter. He never sent them, just wrote. Letter 179 ended like this. You don't owe me anything, but I'll spend my life becoming someone you wouldn't have to forgive, just someone you'd maybe smile at one day. Fate has a dark sense of humor. It was raining. He forgot his umbrella. She dropped hers. Their eyes met in front of a bookstore. 6 months of silence shattered in half a second. Julia, Adam, he tried to smile. She tried not to cry. They sat in silence. Over coffee. She asked no questions. He gave no excuses. But when he pulled out a notebook full of letters he never sent, her hands trembled. She read, letter number 143 out loud. I married you in silence. I should have loved you out loud. A tear slipped down her cheek. Julia didn't say she forgave him. She just said, I moved on, but I never stopped wondering who you became. Adam replied, I became a man I hope you'd like again. Not love, just like. She smiled just a little, and that tiny smile felt louder than any apology. After that rainy bookstore encounter, they met again once, then again. But this wasn't romance. Not yet. This was two people circling a ghost, trying to decide whether to bury it or resurrect it. No promises, Julia warned. I'm not here to fix you, Adam replied. They met every Sunday at the same coffee shop, never sat at the same table twice. It became their unspoken rule. Every week is a new page. Julia was different now. More guarded, more graceful. She ran a small book club, taught a writing class part-time, and walked with her head high like a woman who had learned how to live with a scar. One day Adam asked, Are you seeing anyone? She didn't flinch, didn't lie, was a kind man. But I always compared him to someone I used to know. Was he better? Adam asked. Julia smiled with just a hint of sarcasm. He never lied. So, yes, but he didn't write me letters every night either. And then came another twist. A wedding invitation. No, not theirs. Julia's sister was getting married. The whole family would be there, including her parents who still didn't know the full story. She called Adam, paused, then said, Do you want to come? Not as my date, just as the man you've become. He said yes, even though he was terrified. Not of her family, of who he used to be. The moment Adam stepped into that wedding hall, he could feel the weight of every whisper. Julia's father didn't smile. Her mother nodded stiffly. Even her cousin muttered, Wow, he's got the guts to show up. But Julia stood beside him, like armor, not protecting him, just showing that she wasn't ashamed of her healing. That night, he made a toast, short, sincere, and more honest than anything he'd said in years. To truth, it burns. But if you stand in it long enough, it becomes light. That night, Julia's father shook his hand, didn't say much, but he didn't have to. A few weeks later, temptation came knocking, literally. Stella, back in town, alone. Daniel had left her. She wanted to talk. Can we catch up? Maybe dinner. Adam hesitated. He could feel the old him reaching out from somewhere in the past. But then he opened letter number 27 from his notebook, the one that said, "Your silence was louder than my lies. I won't silence you again." He texted Julia instead. Stella came by. I didn't open the door. Julia didn't reply. But when they met that Sunday, she brought him a new notebook. "You've got more letters to write," she said. "Maybe. This time, to yourself." Asterisk, asterisk, another month passed. Seasons changed. Wounds didn't close, but they stopped bleeding. And then, one Sunday, Julia didn't show up. Adam waited. 1 hour. 2. No text. No call. He thought maybe that was it. Then his phone buzzed. Roof, sunset. He rushed to the coffee shop rooftop. There she was, holding a small velvet box. No, not a ring. The original ring. The one he gave her the day they married in secret. She held it out. "One question," she said. "Not will you marry me, not yet, just would you want to?" Adam didn't cry. He just nodded, smiled, and said, "I do," again, and this time, out loud. That night on the rooftop, Julia gave him back the ring, but not to wear it, to hold it. "This isn't a promise," she said. "It's a maybe. You have to earn the promise again." Adam understood. That's every morning. He slipped the ring into his pocket. Not as a memory, as a challenge. To become the man he should have been, before the lies. Asterisk, life doesn't wait for love to finish healing. Julia got an offer. A big one. Editor-in-chief. A literary house in Florence, Italy. 2-year contract. Paid relocation. Dream job, she told Adam over dinner. No build-up, no apology, just, "I need to go." For me, and Adam smiled. For the first time, he didn't beg her to stay. He said, "I'd follow you, but I won't hold you." Asterisk, asterisk, at the airport. They didn't cry. Julia hugged him for what felt like a lifetime, whispered, "Don't write me letters anymore." He looked shocked. She added, "If you really mean it, come tell me in person." And then, she left. Asterisk, asterisk, Adam didn't spiral. He didn't retreat, didn't chase anyone, didn't drown in guilt. He started his own nonprofit legal clinic for women, migrants, the voiceless. He built it with the same hands that once fumbled a marriage now used to defend other people's dignity. And each Sunday, he still went to the coffee shop. Alone. Same table. Same time. Until one Sunday, he didn't go. Asterisk, asterisk. Julia had been in Florence for 4 months. Her Italian was improving. She walked to work with sunflowers in her bag, but something felt unfinished. One day, she opened her front door and nearly dropped her groceries. Adam stood there, hair longer, eyes brighter, notebook in hand. "I stopped writing," he said. "Why?" "Because I wanted to say this to your face." He handed her a folded sheet. "One final letter. Asterisk, asterisk, Dear Julia, the first time we got married, it was in silence. You were brave. I was scared. The second time we tried to love, it was with pain. You were healing. I was learning. If there's ever a third time, I want it to be with joy. You, me, a garden full of people who know everything, and a truth so loud even the flowers bloom faster. So if you're willing to try, I brought the ring again, but this time, I'm asking you properly, will you marry me?" Out loud. Asterisk, asterisk, Julia didn't say yes immediately. She just pulled him close, took the ring, slid it on her finger, then whispered in his ear, "I thought you'd never ask." And just like that, the lie that almost broke them became the bridge that rebuilt them. No secrets. No fake weddings. No missing brides. Just 2 people, standing in the truth, finally home. Asterisk, asterisk, this time, it wasn't in secret. No lies, no boardroom deals, no fake names on paper, just invitations written by hand. A small garden on the Italian countryside, string lights, barefoot children, and a piano that was slightly out of tune. Julia wore white again, not because it was tradition, but because it felt like starting over. Adam wore a linen suit creased from travel and nerves, but his vows, flawless. Asterisk, asterisk, he stood before her heart pounding and said, "Julia, I lied to the world once, because I was afraid of losing everything, but I lost you anyway, so now I promise, I will tell the truth, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when it costs me, because you're not part of my life anymore, are my life." Asterisk, he paused, then added, "This time, the world gets to witness it, and I get to deserve it." Julia blinked back tears, stepped forward, held his face in her hands, and whispered her vow, "You broke me, And then you built a better version of yourself, so I promise not to hold you hostage to your past. I will love the man you are now, not the mistake you were. Asterisk, asterisk, the crowd didn't clap, not right away. They just stood there, stunned, because for the first time, they weren't witnessing a wedding. They were witnessing forgiveness in its rarest, rawest form. Then someone started clapping. Then another. Until everyone stood, applauding, crying. Even Julia's father wiped a tear. Asterisk, asterisk. There was dancing, there was music, there were stories told over candlelight about who Adam used to be, and who he'd chosen to become. Stella even sent a message. Congratulations, Adam. I thought we were writing a lie. Turns out, you were just writing the wrong love story. They toasted to that. Asterisk, asterisk. Years passed. Julia published a memoir, Paper Rings and Real Promises. It became a bestseller, a story of betrayal, grace, and honest love. Adam's nonprofit became a movement. Free clinics opened in 3 countries. One even bore Julia's name, and every Sunday they still had coffee. Same time, same place. Sometimes in silence, sometimes reading aloud, always in truth. Asterisk, asterisk. One morning, a small voice called out, "Mommy, is it true you and Daddy had 2 weddings?" Julia laughed. Adam ruffled the boy's hair. "It's true," she said. "One was secret, and one was sacred." "Why?" Adam knelt down, looked his son in the eyes, and said, "Because we needed to fall apart, to learn how to come back together." Fade out, music swells, white screen text appears. Lies may start a story, but only truth can write the ending.